Today's lesson will focus on solid figures. In this lesson, we will describe and classify solids. This is the first lesson in topic 15 of Envision. This lesson has several new vocabulary words. First, we will look at what a solid figure is. You need to know what a face is, a vertex, an edge, and a net. And please note that when a vertex is one corner, if you have more than one, it's called vertices. Please copy these words down and their meanings in box 1. Jamie drew a sphere. His friend Jabin told him the sphere is the same as a circle. Who is correct? Here I have a circle. And here I have the top of the sphere, so that it is not rolling around. We only have the top half. Is this figure the same as the figure on this side? Are they the same? Well, when I look at this figure, I see that it is flat. I can only see that dimension. I can see that part of this is up and down, and I can see side to side. So I can see those parts. The part of the shape that goes up and down, that goes across, and the flat surface is part of that. Now what's interesting about this one is that it comes up and it goes around. So there's a difference with this one. So there is this side of the figure, this side of the figure, and there's also one that goes up and around it. And you can see that from your point of view. So a circle, which is a plane figure, plane being the flat surface, has 2 dimensions. And the solid, which is the sphere, which is a solid figure, has 3 dimensions. And those 3 dimensions are the length, the width, and the height. Sometimes you might hear that called depth, but length, width, and height. And for the plane figure, it's just length and width. So, are a circle and a sphere the same? No, they are not. They are very different because of that one dimension. So let's take a look at a couple other solid figures. Here you see a cube. A cube is made up of squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. One on this side makes 5 and 6. Now these corners that you see are called vertices, where these corners meet. That's a vertex. So the corners, one corner is a vertex. More than one are vertices. Okay. And then there's this flat edge that you see that runs all along this side. That's called an edge. And then you have the flat surface, the ones that you can touch, like where my finger is touching now. That's called its face. So when we look at our solid figures, we're going to be looking at the vertices, the edges, and the faces of these figures. Let's look at another one. Can you tell me what this one is called? That's right, this is called a cone. It has one face and a vertex right here on the side. So that is a cone. Okay, let's look at another one. Here you will see a rectangular prism. It's made up of 4 rectangles and 2 squares. And here you can see I'm touching just the top 4 vertices. There are 4 more on the bottom edge. So this is a rectangular prism. And those are just a few of the geometric solids. Let's see if we can practice some of those, identifying those. Okay, let's look at the first one. The first one is a square on the bottom. It's a square on the bottom, like this one. So it has a square face on the bottom of it. And then it's made up of 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. And because of that base, the bottom is a square. It is a square pyramid. Sorry about that. Okay, let's look at number 2, and we've already talked about this. It's got a face on the bottom, and it's got that one vertex on the top, the vertex on the top. That's a cone. Okay, let's take a look at this next one. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and 4 rectangles and 2 squares. Okay, on either side. That's a rectangular prism. Okay. And lastly, we have sort of a circle for the top face and a circle for the bottom face. The curved edges around. That is a cylinder. So those are just some of our geometric solids. Now let's group them based on their faces, edges, and vertices using this table. So let's begin. The first one is done for us. The pyramid has one face, two faces. This flat face in the front makes 3. This one on the side makes 4, and the bottom is 5. So that's how they get 5. For edges, I like to just trace. I like to trace over the edges to make sure I don't miss them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 edges. Okay, and let's do our vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that's how you get the vertices. So when I look at the pyramid, I can see there's a square in the bottom and 1, 2, 3, 4 triangles. So let's do the next one. How many faces are on the rectangular pyramid? Well, I know the bottom is a rectangle. And there's 1 triangle on the front, 2 on the side, 3 in the back, and 4 on the other side. So 4 triangles. Okay, let's do the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 edges. Okay, let's do the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5. Now let's go ahead and shade it in to count the faces. 1 over on that side, 2 on this side, 3 is the front, 4 makes the back, and 5 is the bottom. Okay, let's go ahead and let's do our cube. And I know the cube is made up of 6. Let's see, the cube is made up of 6 squares. 6 square faces. Okay, let's start with the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vertices. And I put the dots there. It helps me to make sure that I don't skip any. And I'm using the highlighter to make sure I don't skip any edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and count the faces. The front is 1, the back is 2, the side is 3 and 4, 5, and the bottom is 6. Okay, so the cube has 6 faces. Alright, let's go ahead and try the rectangular prism. I know that the rectangular prism is made up of 2 squares and 1, 2, 3, 4 rectangles. So let's go ahead and count the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 vertices. Okay, let's go ahead and do the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 edges. Let's go ahead and shade our faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the front, and 6 is the back. 6. Alright, let's go and do our last one. Our triangular prism. I see there is a rectangle on the bottom. And there's also a rectangle on the side and one over here. So there are 3 rectangular faces. 3 rectangles. One on the side, one on this side, and one on the bottom. And then there's a triangle on this side and a triangle on the other side. So 2 triangles. Alright, so let's go ahead and count the vertices. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 vertices. Okay, now let's go ahead and count and highlight the edges. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9. 9 edges. Now let's go ahead and do the faces. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. 5 faces. And that's how you count and identify the faces, edges, and vertices of geometric solids. Now it is your turn. Okay, identify the solid that best describes each figure. And in box 4, list 4 different solid figures and name real-world connections to each. That's all for now.